Chubb gets up and hammers it home.
Bounces it inside to Mooney, who jams it home. To a cutting Jogo for the two-handed jam. It's to Pfluger for the two-handed jam.
Swatted by Durham. Jams with two. Another rejection.
Hello again, Irish fans, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Bray. I'm Jack Nolan, and Coach, lots to talk about. Played 3 games in the last week. You won 1, you lost 2, but a lot of positives to talk about from this final week of action.
Yeah, I think so, Jack. As we look forward to next season and all the minutes we've invested in our younger players, big off-season for us, but a lot of our young guys got a lot of experience.
Final regular season game at Pittsburgh. 2 teams desperate for a win. They scored the first hoop, but you answered with 7 straight. Got off to a great start.
Well, when we get off to a great start, you know, especially a younger team that hasn't won a lot like ours, we feel a little better about ourselves. I thought TJ and Prentice were really good, and Nate Laszewski was very ready to play.
TJ and Prentice scored 10 of your first 13. They each had a 2 and a 3. To be good, those 2 guys have to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, the nights where we have been really competitive and have had a chance to win, our guards have been scoring the ball. They've always taken good care of the ball. They've always wanted to defend, but when they can score for us, it takes some pressure off us.
Nate Laszewski had the best game of his career, 23 points. Midway through the first half, he hits back-to-back threes. You're up 20-10.
You know, we're playing well, and I was really thrilled for Nate. Disappointing night against Clemson. He felt so bad missing the free throw to get it to overtime. But it tells you the kind of character this young man has. I thought he prepared mentally differently, maybe more angrily, which is okay for him, and he really delivered.
Dane Goodwin gave you a 12-point lead with a jumper with 7 minutes left. He had a good game as well.
I also feel good about how Dane Goodwin finished up the season. I thought he was very good against Clemson as well, but against Pittsburgh in a good rhythm. Certainly against Georgia Tech and Charlotte, he was also in a good rhythm. Those 2 guys I thought were playing well for us, and it was a little bit of a glimpse of the future.
Now the lead changed hands 5 times in the first 4 minutes of the second half. Very entertaining game, but then Pitt went on a run and they took a 10-point lead.
Well, they kind of punched us right there, and what I love about our group, Jack, we have taken a lot of punches like that. We call a timeout, we regroup, our captains are saying the right things in the huddle, and we fight back and make it interesting again.
What you've been trying to develop is a large pool of players who can score when the pressure is on. Now, after Pitt took that 10-point lead, Dane Goodwin scored 6 straight points, finished with 10 points and 6 rebounds.
I thought that was really a key for him. On the road, tough atmosphere. You know, he had had a tough stretch maybe a couple games before that, but he's starting to trend the right way, and we got him into the middle of the zone, and he made really good decisions with the ball.
And then Nate answered. Xavier Johnson hit a jumper, put them up 3. He hits 2 free throws, but regrettably you can't score again.
Yeah, and we just couldn't finish the rest of the way. We had looks, we had free throws, we just couldn't get over the hump, and it's kind of been who we are, Jack. You know, we can get it to game situations, but we've had a hard time believing we can get over the hump to win those, and that's a big hurdle for us right now.
So the Irish lost 56-53, another tough loss on the road where they battled to the wire. They came home, really had a little over 24 hours to be here before you headed out to the ACC tournament, and we'll show you how the Irish were able to turn things around against Georgia Tech right after this timeout. You started ACC tournament play against a very familiar opponent, Georgia Tech. You fell behind early 7-2, but then here's that name again. Dane Goodwin got the offense in gear with 5 straight points. Dane hit 4 of his first 6 shots.
You know, again, end of the year, Dane Goodwin, a freshman, Nate Laszewski, a freshman, playing well, starting to play a little bit like Prentice has been playing. Those are all really positive, but Dane did give us some momentum there early.
And then Nate comes through again. He gives you your first lead with a 3. What a terrific half he had. 14 first half points, hit 4 of his 6 shots, 4 rebounds, an assist, and a block shot.
For him to come off the back of the Pittsburgh game and react again like that, I just felt he is trending the right way. We all wish it was earlier in the season, but growth is growth, and really great half for him.
What an incredible role you were on in that half. Everybody got involved. Your core 6 players all scored 5 or more points. You shot 58% overall, nearly 64% from 3.
We really looked like the offensive group that we've been here over the years. We've been searching for that so much, and it was, for me, it was kind of fun to watch it. We share the ball. We've always been a good passing team all year. We take care of it, we share it, but we were delivering with hitting open shots consistently, which we haven't done all year.
And then Durham gets on a roll as well. The guy that you were hoping to see from earlier in the season. 30 seconds after coming into the game, he scores on a dunk in the paint. He ends up hitting all 3 of his shots. He scored 8 points in the half, grabbed 3 rebounds, and blocked 3 shots.
Well, I thought he gave us really good minutes. And, you know, again, it was frustrating. The injury to him kind of stopped all the momentum we had with him early in the season. To get a little bit of it back in that game in the ACC tournament, I hope helps him moving forward.
You're up 21 4 minutes into the second half, and then you're very shorthanded. Again, you start to take time off the clock.
I love what we did against the press. With Prentice and Dane, 2 freshmen, having to handle the ball most of the time against the press, we were very good at it. And the one thing we did, up 3, what we hadn't done all year, we went to Johnny Mooney, and Johnny made a shot to kind of make us believe we were going to win. And we really hadn't done that this year. So, you know, I'm hoping we can grow and remember that, and maybe that's a reference point moving forward for this team.
And that shot came with 41 seconds left and the shot clock winding down. And Johnny Mooney not only made the shot, he wanted to take the shot.
He wanted to take it. We got it to the right guy. Then we made some defensive plays. We made some free throws. Again, we haven't been in that mode much. We haven't believed we could do that. And so I just felt good walking out of the building that we had to hold off a team in game situations, and we made some plays to do it.
You know, there were those that figured you'd had a tough season, that the tournament didn't matter for your team. I didn't believe that going in if you were able to accomplish something. How important do you think the Georgia Tech game will be for these guys as kind of a touchstone, a waypoint for them to look back at for what they can be?
No, I think it was very important, and I'm really proud of our group to prepare after a disappointing regular season, to understand there's a clean slate and come out of the gate and play so well in the first half, be shorthanded even more so in the second half, and find a way to win. I think it was very important for us to win a game in Charlotte.
So the Irish advance to the second round of the ACC tournament to take on Louisville with a 78-71 victory over Georgia Tech. As we go to break, here is a look at how the Irish rose together to beat the Yellow Jackets.
Well, the story all year long, Jack, is about getting this young group some experience, and certainly playing in a tournament setting is going to help their development along quite nicely.
Together on 3, 1, 2, 3, together.
Hub now to Gibbs in the corner. Leshevsky for 3. Got it!
We have found our offensive flow.
Bounce pass in the lane to Banks. Durham blocks the dunk attempt. Jawan Durham, huge in this game so far. Notre Dame's in fuego. Now drives to the lane, and Leshevsky blocks the shot and takes it away. Ahead to Hub. Hub driving all the way down the floor, lays it up and in.
Great job. We did what we had to do. Let's get our rest.
Mooney to Durham, who dunks it home with authority. Mooney, jumper, left side, got it! Wow, Mooney comes through again. DeVoe inside the arc, powers his way. Durham slaps it, destroys it. Notre Dame lives to play again in the ACC tournament.
And we're going to toss it up and hoop again tomorrow. We're going to come out of the gate firing again, all right? Bring it in right here.
An older, deep, physically imposing Louisville team. They're the 7th seed. They're a tough matchup for you. You saw that at their place a few weeks ago. But you got off to a great start. Mooney began the game with 5 straight points. Then Gibbs hits a 3. You've got a 5-point lead.
You know, that's where it was frustrating. You know, we believed from the day before we got out of the gate. But I thought finally our lack of depth and playing back-to-back days against a very athletic team, they kind of wore us down. And Jordan Nwora was fabulous. He is a pro. He was the most improved player in the league. He and Johnny, the 2 candidates, he just jump-started them, and then we just kind of ran out of gas.
It's hard for a freshman-dominated team to be tough because they don't know how to be tough. Nate Leshevsky showed you he was tough. He started, played most of the game. He couldn't make any shots. He hit it, but I could tell he was in pain, but he battled for you.
I give him a lot of credit. His back is really sore. We got him loose, we got him playing. He didn't have his legs all the way, but he took a charge with a bruised back, got ran over and took a charge. And that right there, I said, you know what? I'm excited about where he's going. To do that with a bruised back tells you the kind of toughness the kid has.
But even with just 7 scholarship players, including Leshewski and Chris Doherty, who I really think is going to be great for you, he just doesn't have any experience. Even with that limited roster, you made a run, you cut the lead to 9 at the end of the half, and you almost got it to 7 with a little flurry before the buzzer.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing about this group, which I've loved working with them, is, man, they keep fighting. They keep fighting. They don't have the physical or mental toughness right now to do it against the upper level of our league. But I think it'll come, and I think we'll see it next year.
So a very talented Louisville team ends Notre Dame's season and advances in the ACC tournament with a 75-53 win. Now, when we come back, we are going to talk more about and talk with John Mooney. John Mooney just completed one of the best individual seasons in Notre Dame basketball history. He led the ACC in the year of Zion with 20 double-doubles, tying him for 4th with Troy Murphy and Zach August on the all-time Notre Dame list. His 13 double-doubles in conference play were the most by an ACC player since 2-time ACC Player of the Year Tim Duncan recorded 15 during the 1996-97 season. Mooney also led the league with 24 10-rebound games, finished 3rd on Notre Dame's all-time single-season rebounding list with 370, and led the Irish in scoring, averaging a double-double with 14.1 points and 11.2 rebounds per game. Mooney's outstanding season was recognized last week when the ACC coaches and media voted John onto the All-ACC 3rd team. Recently, Inside Notre Dame Basketball sat down for an extended conversation with the captain from Orlando, Florida.
Captain John Mooney to the rescue. Back to Mooney. Mooney for 3. Got it! Mr. Mooney does it again. Mooney, jumper, left side. Got it! Wow, Mooney comes through again.
Started playing basketball when I was about 5 years old. My dad and my brother got me into it. Him and my dad pretty much taught me all that I know. Middle school, high school, me and my brother would go at it ourselves one-on-one. That really helped me a lot growing up, playing against an older guy, bigger, stronger, faster than me, and it kind of gave me an edge to want to compete. But yeah, I think around freshman year, I really got serious with the game and try to work hard every day to take my game to that next level. Going into my senior year of high school, Coach Bray invited my family and me up for a visit, and basically the rest was history. When I stepped foot on campus, thought it was just a all-around great place. Got the most out of me in terms of my faith, of school and basketball, and I think it's just been a great decision, and it's an all-around special place for me. Coach Humphrey has been instrumental for me. He's been a tremendous guy to be around, tremendous coach to be around. I think the great thing about Coach Humphrey is that he's been around the game for so long. He's able to translate what he knows over to me and the other bigs very well. He's been tremendous for me. Coach Bray, from the day I stepped foot on campus, has always talked about being a Notre Dame man. And that obviously goes for on the court, just doing your work, getting your work in and giving it your 100% all. But that also applies off the court with your school and how you act as a person, being a man with integrity. And that's something that I really like, and I think gets the best out of me too. Kind of the way Coach Bray and his program has evolved is that you kind of pay your dues the first couple years, and then as a sophomore or junior or senior, you're kind of expected to do a little more. I think that's something that I took pride in. My first couple years, I think I did a good job of learning from guys like Steve and VJ my freshman year, and then last year, the entire senior class, Marty Gebbin, Matt Farrell, Bonzi Colson, Austin Torres, just tremendous leaders to learn from. That's another hallmark of the program, is that the upperclassmen are the leaders because they see it from their upperclassmen when they're underclassmen, and that definitely applies to me. We learn from the best, how to lead the team. It's just kind of going in each and every day with a positive attitude, leading by example, and just trying to get the best out of yourself and your teammates. I think this year has been a great experience for all the guys. Coming in, we were obviously a pretty young team. Just guys learning, guys playing in big games, guys playing at the college level for the first time, and guys getting more expansive roles. I think that's really helped us as a team, and I think the future is extremely bright. The next step for us is putting it all together. Guys have shown flashes of really good play, and now it's just a matter of putting it together on one given night. And I think if we can do that, then the sky's the limit, to be honest.
All right, back in the summer, guys get back on campus to practice for the foreign tour. Did you see this coming from John Mooney?
None of it. None of it. That's what's so cool about it. He was okay in the Bahamas. He was just okay against Cincinnati in late October. And then all of a sudden, here we go. And it's just been so neat to watch, and it's very well deserved because this is a very focused young man.
This week's Ask Coach Bray question and our Performance of the Week are coming up right after this timeout. It's time now for the experts at TireRack.com question of the week for Coach Bray. This week's question comes from Michelle Ousley of Bourbon, Indiana. Coach, which freshman do you feel has improved the most since the beginning of the season?
Well, I think they've all made progress, Jack, but I think Prentice Hub, with what we've asked him to do to start, I couldn't ask much more out of him. He had a little bit of a lull there in January, but he's defended, his assist to turnover, he's in the top 10 of the ACC. He wants to win, he shares the ball, he's starting to talk more. I'm very excited about his future.
Another Irish freshman played particularly well the final week of the season. Stretch 4, Nate Laszewski, in nearly 3 halves of action against Pitt and Georgia Tech before getting hurt. Laszewski scored 37 points, hit 9 of 13 threes, grabbed 11 rebounds, and blocked a couple of shots, earning him the Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats, Performance of the Week Award.
In the corner, Laszewski for 3, knocks it down, his second 3 of the game. Gives inside to Laszewski, who puts it up off the glass and in. Goodwin on over to Laszewski for 3, got it! Wow!
Good ball movement. Laszewski, the corner 3, it's good.
Hub now to Gibbs, in the corner, Laszewski for 3, got it, and the Irish have their largest lead of the game. Now drives to the lane, and Laszewski blocks the shot and takes it away.
We'll take a look at what the Irish need to do in the offseason to get ready for next season right after this final timeout. You knew when you put this team together, with the young guys you were able to bring in, that you were gambling. You broke your model of being old, you were going to be young, but you never could have dreamed that you were going to lose 63 player games to injury this season.
I said youth movement on media day. I was trying to prepare everybody, but this could be painful. But when you add the injuries too, it was extremely painful for us. Now, the benefit is a lot of our young guys got to play. Everyone on the team not only got to play, they had multiple starts. They all got an opportunity to do something, and they all know what they need to be better at.
And there's one other group we should talk about before we wrap up this season of Inside Notre Dame Basketball, and that's your fans. It was a tough season at times to watch. They came out from beginning to end. They got it, and they were very supportive even when it was hard to be supportive.
Can't thank them enough for helping us, and especially at home. Heck, we were 11-8 at home. We lost 8 home games. That's an area where we've got to put our stick in the ground next year. Can we get back to winning at home? But they helped this group. They cheered for the young guys. I think they're trying to get to know our young guys. And I know I appreciated that because our young guys needed all the help they could get.
And folks, that will do it for this season of Inside Notre Dame Basketball. We want to thank each and every one of you for all of your support this season and your viewership. And we will return next December with the 20th season of Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Bray.
20.
Until then, for Coach Bray, I'm Jack Nolan. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. And as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Basketball is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Basketball is also brought to you by Vivid Seats, Canon, Xfinity, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, and SiriusXM.